Good evening. We're back again with the Lore Master's new story. He's decided to get away from Hotel Transylvania and the Overlook for a little bit, even though he may come back to it sometime, because there's a new show coming out called Dogman, and he wanted to make a twisted version of that story and do a dark multiverse about it. So that's what we're doing tonight, and I'm sitting in once again for the Lore Master, and it's cute and twisted, and I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. Peter, the clever yet mischievous cat from Dogman, had always been a curious explorer of the multiverse. One wrong turn in the chaotic web of realities, and he found himself in the dark multiverse, specifically Earth 25. This version of Earth was unlike anything he'd seen before. Darker, grander, and more dystopian, a world shrouded in perpetual shadow. Massive, jagged skyscrapers loomed over sprawling streets, illuminated only by an eerie crimson glow from the sky. As Peter wandered through the desolate city, his ears twitched at the haunting whispers carried on the wind. The shadows seemed alive, and the air carried the weight of a history steeped in pain and despair. Then, in the distance, he spotted a massive, otherworldly structure, a temple, towering over the ruins of the city like a grim god watching over its domain. Its walls pulsed faintly, as if the temple itself was alive, with veins of glowing black energy winding through its surface. Peter approached cautiously, drawn by an inexplicable pull, until he came face to face with a figure that stopped him in his tracks. Himself, a version of Peter unlike anything he could have imagined. This version wore dark robes adorned with runes glowing faintly in red, his eyes heavy with knowledge and power, but filled with fear as well. Dark Peter, hissing, said, "You shouldn't be here." Peter said, "Hey, I'm just passing through. Love what you've done with the place. By the way, real into-the-world chick, now who are you? And why do you look like me after a bad week?" Dark Peter growled, "I am you, or I was. But this isn't your world. You need to leave before the Apostle of Ozus discovers you." Peter says, "The Apostle of who?" Sounds like one of those edgy, heavy metal bands. What's going on here exactly? Dark Peter looked around nervously. This world belongs to her, Ozus, the goddess of misery and grief. The apostle is her herald, and he enforces her will. He's turned this entire earth into a monument of suffering. If he finds you, you'll be dragged to the temple, and your soul will be chained to the cycle of despair. Peter, frowning, says, "Yeah, that doesn't sound great. So, what's your deal? Why are you still here? Shouldn't you be leading a rebellion or something?" Dark Peter says bitterly, "I tried, and I failed. Ozus, she twists minds and hearts, takes your deepest fears and regrets, and turns them against you. I thought I could stop the apostle once, but I'm trapped here now, just like you will be if you don't leave." As Peter tries to comprehend the scope of the horror he stumbled into, a low, ominous hum fills the air. The ground beneath their feet trembles as a massive temple pulses brighter. The shadows in the city shift unnaturally, pulling together like a tide drawn by an invisible moon. Dark Peter panics. It's too late. He knows you're here. From the temple steps emerges a terrifying figure, the Apostle of Ozus. His form is humanoid, but grotesquely twisted, as though he were forged from shadow and grief itself. His body is cloaked in black armor that seeps dark energy, and his face is obscured by a mask resembling a crying face. Behind him trails a cloak made of writhing souls, their mournful cries echoing through the air. In a deep, echoing voice, the Apostle of Ozus says, Who dares disrupt the dominion of misery? Another stray soul come to be broken? Or perhaps a fool seeking salvation? Peter, trying to mask his fear, replies, "All right, buddy. First of all, I'm not a fool. I'm a cat. Second, no one breaks Peter, not even someone who looks like they just walked out of a bad Gothic novel." Dark Peter grabbed Peter's arm. "You can't fight him. Not here. His power is tied to the temple. It's endless." As the apostle looms closer, Peter faces a critical choice. Flee and try to escape this nightmarish world before it's too late, or stay and uncover the secrets of this dark earth, and perhaps find a way to overthrow Ozus and her apostle. But every moment he stays, the pull of the temple grows stronger, and Peter can feel the weight of despair creeping into his mind. Peter, thinking to himself, says, "I've gotten into some crazy situations, but this might be the biggest mess yet. Still, I've got to know what's really going on here. There's always a way to win. There has to be." And that's the end of this twisted version. And if you want to find out what happens next, you're going to have to listen in for the next episode. And we thank you for watching. Like and subscribe and stay tuned for more. See you later.